That's right, folks. The green tea is back. Hello there, all you nutty figure photogs. I'm Photo Dave, and this is Toypixx. Now, whether this is your first or 100th time stumbling across the channel, Toypixx is all about action figure photography. So, in these videos, I talk about action figures. Duh. I talk about photo stuff. I talk about Photoshop tips and tricks. A little bit of tips and tricks when it comes to photography as well. Photo equipment, diorama stuff. Anything and everything that involves making your figure photography even cooler. So if that sounds like something that you'd be into, go ahead and click that subscribe button while I take a sip of green tea. Now, with that out of the way, today's video is talking all about stuff that I found at sort of an unlikely place to help me set up an outdoor setting, which was pretty sweet because as much as I like cities and, a little bit of sand type stuff for Star Wars things and maybe even buildings like the Extreme Sets Asylum, I need some outdoor stuff, and I live in a part of the country where I can't really count on the outdoors being a good place to shoot my photos. So I needed this kind of stuff. So I'm going to talk about it in this here video. So without further ado, let's just do that. First things first, I'm going to talk about, something that we all do, and that is learn things the hard way. Ladies and gentlemen, this looks awesome, right? This looks sweet. It looks like I'm outdoors. I'm not. This is a mat that I purchased at Michael's. Which is it's a hobby store. It's kind of like a Hobby Lobby. I don't know how prevalent they are all over the US, so I figured I'd just say it's like a Hobby Lobby. So here we have what looks like really sweet grass, really perfect for your figures, right? And if you've been seeing my pictures lately, you've seen this in some of them. But here's the problem. Look at that. This thing sheds like mad. It's all over the place. Now, it doesn't look as bad right here, but what I actually end up having to do is clean it up with a lint roller so that I can put it away. I also have to fold it up to store it, which it's already started to tear from having to fold up. So it's not something I'd all recommend. I've actually been looking online at Amazon for what looks like it's just kind of plastic grass. And I'm probably going to try picking that up and see how well that works. But yeah, if you see something like this that looks this great, awesome. But if it looks like it's going to shed like this and you try to keep your photo area fairly clean, yeah, whatever this stuff is, when you come across it, don't get it. Next, let's talk about some of the good and where I found these bad boys. Ladies and gentlemen, I've known that these stores have this kind of stuff for a while, but I never knew how much, and I never went inside to really take it seriously. I got this stuff at a PetSmart. Yep, a PetSmart, a pet store. You could probably find many of them. I will say where I am in the country, there's Pet Supplies Plus, and they didn't have nearly as much of this stuff as PetSmart did. So there's a word to the wise. Of course, that might vary by region, but anywho, I digress. These obviously look very cool. They look very real as far as dios are concerned. And something that I'm realizing I don't have right now are figures to show you kind of how well they scale. I'll fix that here in a minute. But here we go. They look like real kind of tree trunks. Now, if you have all kinds of time, there's plenty of plenty of people online that show you how to make this stuff with like things like toilet paper rolls and paper towel rolls and paper mache and all that. I just don't have time. And these aren't insanely expensive. These are, I think they were $9 or $10 a piece. Obviously, $9 or $10 a piece is expensive if you don't have $9 or $10, but for action figure collecting, they're honestly not too bad. I like this one quite a bit more than the other one. It just looks a lot more natural, and every angle it looks okay. Just because it's painted black on the inside, that makes it a lot easier to work with. This one, because it's so light on the inside, it looks really plasticky. So in photos, I have to figure out what to do as far as, kind of covering that up a little bit. So it's just a little tougher to work with, but the outside still looks really good. So I figured I'd show those things off. Yeah, trunks, wood, dead branches, dead trunks, who knows? It's all good. And here's Firefly, just for a little bit of a size comparison. Not too bad, and I've already used at least the one on the right in several picks already, so pretty sweet stuff. I think you'll dig it. Something else I've found are these little shrubs, I suppose. They're pretty stellar as well. You got them, they're all good and soft like this. Keep in mind, this is stuff I found at PetSmart. I'll put links down below for things you can find on Amazon that if I can match them perfectly, I will. But if I can't, you'll find something probably better because there's a lot of cool stuff there. The one problem I have with these shrubs is the black on the bottom of them. Because unless you're taking a nighttime shot, which at that point you can kind of hide this, you need to find a way to get it so that it's not so noticeable, not so noticeably black like that. So one thing you can do, we can take Firefly here, and you just do something like that so that the leg is covering it for the most part. You'll still have to get a little trickier with it, figure out something to do, but that's just a little trick you can try and do to hopefully eliminate some of the black with that bad boy. But hey, that's it. These things are really cool for foreground, for background, anything when it comes to the outdoor stuff. I don't know how Firefly became the guy I was going to use in this video, but anywho, I digress. There he is. And there's the last thing. It's a tree. Very simple tree there. It cost, I believe it was about $17 before tax. So again, something that just kind of adds up, but something that I thought was invaluable. I might even need another one. Now, they had a second one, but it wasn't cut as well as this one. So you might actually want to go into a store to pick these up, at least when it comes to the tree, just to see what you've got. The other one was kind of flat at the top, and it didn't really give a natural look. But as with everything, I'll leave links to Amazon and all that below. So if you don't have time to go to a PetSmart, you can check out those links, and I'll post them for either these exact things or something very similar. Maybe even Firefly, who knows? But yeah, this tree I've used in a lot of backgrounds, and it takes up a lot more room. And so when you've got a long lens, you back off from the picture a little bit, that tree can end up taking up just a ton of room, and it can take up almost the whole background, even if you have some figures forward from it for blurring purposes and all that. It's just really sweet, and I like the colors on it. It gives it kind of a nice spring vibe almost. So yeah, those are the things that I've picked up so far to set up outdoor settings. And I think that that's highly valuable for me. And if you're really big into shooting these things and you too live in an area where it's tough to get outside every day to shoot, or whenever you just feel like shooting, this might be something you want to give a shot for. Shot. Oh, photo humor. I should stop. PetSmart. Who knew? Anyway, folks, that's a little look at the stuff I use to create outdoor images that don't actually take place outdoors because, well, the weather's not always predictable where I'm at. So, leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you've picked up at, well, PetSmart of all places, or even if you found other Dio stuff at weird places. Let me know where those are in the comments below because, hey, I'm always out for Dio stuff for my figure photos. And as always, thanks very much for still watching this video. Remember, the best way you can support it is by clicking the Amazon affiliate links below. So I'll have all those links for all that shrubbery that I showed you below. But even if you don't want any of that, if instead maybe you need a pair of running shoes because you gotta run to PetSmart this weekend, or you need paper clips because you still work in the 1970s, or even if you need a new cutting board because little Davy won't stop using the counter, yeah, I'm little Davy. Click those Amazon affiliate links below. And folks, that's all I've got for today. So hey, as always, have fun and happy snapping. See ya.